Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Today we'll discuss the histology of the adrenal gland. The adrenal gland secretes both steroid hormones and the catecholamines, and it is covered by a thick connective tissue capsule. So below the capsule, first we have an idea of how much to draw the cortex and medulla. The cortex is a steroid secreting portion which constitute around 90% of the glands by weight and is of mesodermal in origin. So majority we are drawing the cortex. Among the cortex again we have three zones. One is a zona glomerulosa which constitute about 15%, then zona fasciculata, the majority 80%, and zona reticularis 5 to 7%. We will have roughly an idea how much to draw the each zone. Then we start drawing. The outermost layer, the zona glomerulosa. Here the cells are polyhedral in shape with a deeply stained nucleus. So the cells are arranged in a form of closely packed clusters or in arched manner. U shape, C shape, any shape you can write. So the cells are little polyhedral and deeply staining nucleus. So in between these clusters of cells we have fenestrated sinusoidal capillaries. And the adrenal gland is an endocrine gland. It has a rich network of the sinusoidal capillaries. So capillaries in this layer will continue with the next zona fasciculata layer. The cells in this layer will secrete mineralocorticoids, example the aldosterone, which regulates the sodium and potassium balance of the body. This layer itself is controlled or regulated by renin-angiotensin-aldosterone mechanism. So it's a feedback system. So make sure you write the cells in the clusters and in between lot of capillaries. The next layer is zona fasciculata. Zona fasciculata constitute around 80% of the cortex. Here also the cells are polyhedral in shape, but the arrangement is different. The cells are arranged in straight cords separated by the capillaries or the sinusoids. Each cord is 1 or 2 cells thick, and the sinusoid in between is continuous above with the sinusoids of the zona glomerulosa, and also below it is continuous with the sinusoids of the zona reticularis. Here the cells are the largest compared to other layers. They are also known as spongiocytes. They are rich in vitamin C, lipids, cholesterol, and contains more of mitochondria and smooth endoplasmic reticulum. Because they secrete steroids, the cells which secrete the steroids, they'll have more of smooth endoplasmic reticulum, more of mitochondria with the tubular cristae. So the cells cytoplasm is filled with steroids. So when they do histological staining, it appears like vacuolated. That's why the cells are also called the spongiocytes. The cells are very lightly staining. They have a spherical nucleus in the center. Binucleated cells are also common. The cytoplasm is acidophilic and contains numerous lipid droplets. So this is the key identification feature in histological slides. So when we focus the slide, we'll see the rows of cells and little lightly staining. That's how you identify the adrenal gland. These spongiocytes will secrete glucocorticoids, which regulates the carbohydrate and protein metabolism of the body. The example is the cortisol, which is a diabetogenic, so which regulates the carbohydrate, the glucose level in the blood. So make sure this layer is little lightly stained compared to the other two layers of the cortex. And cells are polyhedral, little bigger in size compared to the other cell size, and very lightly eosinophilic. The background you should stain very lightly. And here and there few cells keep it a 2-2 nucleus. Binucleated cells make it. In between the sinusoids. So as we know, sinusoids will be lined by endothelial cells, keep a flat nucleus on either side of the sinusoidal wall. If you people find the videos are very helpful, please like the video, share with your friends, and try to understand before drawing in your record. So round nucleus in the center, and endothelial cells, flattened nucleus. So this is zona fasciculata. The next layer is zona reticularis. As the name itself says, reticulate network. The cells are arranged in a network pattern and it constitutes around 5 to 7% of the thickness of the cortex. So the thickness should be very less compared to the zona glomerulosa. The cells are irregularly arranged in a form of cluster and they are separated by the sinusoids, the capillaries, the dilated capillaries. So here the cells are smaller in size compared to the cells of the zona fasciculata. They have very little cytoplasm, but the nucleus is densely stained. So it appears as though cell is filled with a nucleus. Because of the less cytoplasm and densely stained nucleus, we have this layer appears little basophilic. The size is small compared to them and cytoplasm is also very less. So these cells, they secrete glucocorticoids and sex hormones, mainly the sex hormones, which regulate the secondary sexual characteristics. So you can write first the sinusoids and fill up the gap in between the sinusoids with the cells. So this is the reticular network in the zona reticularis. All these three layers constitute the cortex, which is developed from mesodermal in origin. The medulla will constitute the central part of the gland and it is derived from the neural crest cells. Here, we have a large vein. Sinusoids will be very large because from here we have adrenal veins is beginning. So I'm just drawing the little larger sinusoids, the vein, which later unite to form the vein first, and then in between the cells. So the cells here will be large, pale staining. They look like epithelioid cells. They're called chromophene cells. They'll be arranged in the form of cluster or short interconnecting cords. They are nothing but the modified neurons, the postsynaptic neurons, without any axons. Because they've seen the numerous presynaptic sympathetic neurons end in these chromophene cells. These are the one which secretes the steroids, the adrenaline and noradrenaline. The secretion of these cells will be controlled by the hormones secreted by the cortical cells. We'll also have some ganglion cells, then the nerve cells. Their axon extend peripherally towards the cortex and they modulate its secretory activity. So mainly we will have chromophene cells and the ganglion cells in the medulla. This is the label diagram. Thank you for watching.